Welcome to Module 1, Drawing 1, the tripartite frozen hominid. Learning objectives are defining and mastering the basic commands of line, O-snap, fillet, trim, extend, copy and copy multiple, move command, layer command, hatch command, trim command, offset command, scale command, rotate command, ellipse command, arc command. We'll also look at annotate, multi-line text, dimensions, model and paper space, and all the printing steps that you'll need. All right, so let's begin. Let's look at that. So the frozen hominid or the snowman is sitting on the ground and we need a ground line. So first of all, we need to be in the ground line layer. So let's do that. Let's go up here to the layers, right here. Click on it and find ground line and double click on it. And a red check should show up. See that red check? That means it's okay. So X out of there, and I always double check and make sure it says ground line up here, and it always should say by layer, by layer, by layer. So there's the color it'll print on, and this is the line type. So those are all, everything in my prototype is governed by layer. So let's draw the line. Okay, so let's go to line. And let's see, so left select, and let's draw that line at 48 inches. Type in 48, enter. There you go. So now we have an idea of where that snowman's going to be. All right, so now right click on your mouse. Now if you haven't done your right click customization, let's do that now. Remember, it's options, O-P-T-I-O-N-S, options, and it's a user preference. And in order to activate the right-click customization, we have to put a check in this box and click here. And it's always top dot, top dot, top dot. Repeat last command in the default mode, repeat the last command in the edit mode, and then it's the enter command. And say apply, apply, and left click, okay. So that way, when you right-click on your mouse, you're in the command and that little dialog box will not show up. So always remember you're in the same layer. And remember, you're opening up your prototype to save as drawing 1, save as drawing 2, save as drawing 3. So this is not a new file. So you should actually open up your prototype and clone it so that all of these model and tabs will be there, and all of these layers will be here. If you don't see the layers, that means you forgot to open up your prototype. These layers are only in this prototype that I've created, and these tabs are only clear. Okay, so let's begin on your frozen hominid. So let's draw the base. So the base of a snowman is approximately 30 inches. So you can determine what you like, but let's just draw 30 inches. But the sheet says 2 feet, so we can draw 2 feet. All right, so let's draw that. So left click on, let's go to the circle command. Let's draw that. So now, all right, so we have finished drawing the ground line in the ground layer. Now we're going to draw the object. So now we have to be in the object layer. So let's go up here. Click here to the layers. Let's go to the project object 1. So it's just an object section. There you go. So double click, and the red check is there. That's good. And it says object section. It's white, and it's by layer, by layer, by layer. That's cool. So now let's go to the circle command and draw the first circle. All right. So we're going to draw the circles in plan first. So let's pan this up. There you go. And draw the circle. Left select. And you can pick center radius, center diameter, 2 point, 3 point, tangent, tangent radius, or tangent, tangent, tangent. Let's go center diameter because we know what it is. So left select. We know the diameter is 2 feet, so we can just type in 24. Enter. There you go. All right, so now the next one, let's go. If you right click on your mouse, you bring up the former command. Or if you go up here, you can left select and center diameter. Now remember, your snaps, O snap is right down here. Or you can hit F8. If you click on this little upside down pyramid, which is the cascade arrow, click it, left click it. All of the ones that are checks should be endpoint check, midpoint check, center check, quadrant check, intersection check, perpendicular, and that's it. So she'd only have these 6 checked here, right? Okay, so make sure you have center because you're going to be using center a lot. So click away and then go back up to the circle command and do center diameter again. Now, because you've checked the center snap, AutoCAD is going to calculate the center before you even get there. So just hover. As soon as you get to the edge of the circle, watch a crosshair show up in the middle. Watch. There you go. So a crosshair showed up here, and then a circle there. That means circle means center. And look here, there's a diamond. That means quadrant. See that diamond, quadrant, 3, 6, 9, 12 o'clock. So quadrant you're going to need too. So now you're going to snap to the center so it can be concentric. Now you can eyeball it. Now you're going linear, ortho, so you're going to undo the linear. So you're going to undo the ortho. So now you can eyeball, and if you get to the edge of the circle, it'll snap to the center. So you have to be careful. You might want to turn it off. Let's turn it off. Let's turn off the snap. Click it. That way we can be free to do it. So now, since the circle is 2 feet, the next body should be about 18 inches. So let's type in 18. 18, enter. There you go. And then the next one, let's go circle and go to center diameter and snap to the center. Oh, we got to turn our snaps back on. Click it. Left select and draw what and then take your uncheck it so you can eyeball it correctly. There you go. So now those are your 3 circles. Those are your 3 balls for your snowman. So now what you can do is you can copy these 3 up here, and you're not going on the ortho, you're not going straight up. We don't want it crooked, so let's go to the ortho, this little right angle symbol. Now you're going to go straight. Now eclipse that ground line just a bit to show that it's grounded. There you go. So now you're going to move. Let's go to move. That's an S command. Move. And you're going to left select and right click on your mouse. Now left select the point right here in the middle and move this one up, and don't put it right here because you know a snowball doesn't balance right there. Eclipse it just a little bit. Okay. Now right click on your mouse because you customized the right click customization, and now left click. Right click, left click, and move the head up. There you go, and eclipse that. There you go. So that's wonderful. So now we've got to trim those pieces so it looks normal. So let's go to the trim command. Trim, left click. Now you got to first select the cutting edges. So all of these are cutting edges, so select all 3 circles. Select, left select. Right click, enter. You always have to right click, enter. Now you can left select, left select, left select, left select. There you go. Oops, we forgot one. But we're in the right click customization, so we right click on the command, brings up the former command, left select the cutting edge, right click, enter that information, and then left click the edge. That's simple. Good. So wonderful. So now what we're going to do is we're going to place the hat on the head. And this is going to be done using your ellipse command because it's an ellipse if you look at that. So let's go up here to ellipse. Look at that. Ellipse. And like the circle, click on the cascade area. There's certain ones here. Let's go to axis end. I like that one. So if you eyeball where you think the edge is and you come over here, oops, we're going in ortho. So we have to hit F8 or go down here and uncheck the. So he's got a sort of gangster's tilt here. There you go. Left select. Now move your mouse to where you think it is. So left goes here, right goes there, up goes here, down goes there. So now you can tilt it or you can roll it. So let's see. All right, so that looks like it's good right there. Okay, now there's a secondary ellipse in there. We can draw it again, or we can offset this one. So let's offset it. So let's offset, and then see that command prompt? It says through, erase, and layer. Let's go to offset through. Now when you see the capital letter there, T, E, and L, that means you just have to type in the capital letter. We want to use through, so we don't have to type in the whole word through. We can just type in T, enter. Now let's left select. Now eyeball where that next part should be, about right there. Good. And one of the nice things about that is it's equal to the top. So let's go copy, left select the copy command, left select the object, and then just I guess we need both of those. So let's go back to copy, select one, select two, and just eyeball it up where you think a hat should be. Right there you go. Now draw your line, left select the line command, left select the corner. Okay, let's put our snaps back on. Let's go down here, left select. Now we're back in the O snaps, and we're back here. There we go, and we're back here, and there you go. That is optional. We're going to make it dashed. So this is not the right layer. So what we're going to do is we're going to just select it with a blank command. No command, just put a window around it or select it. And then go up here to the layer control. See that? On the hidden layer. So click that. Okay, and then click away. And it should be on the hidden layer. So let's go. So now you're going to make that a hidden line. So you got to click it and click all the pieces, parts, including that one right there. And you're going to make that, you're going to click on the cascade arrow and make that hidden. There you go. Escape. So now you see the dashed lines there. And these dashes are a little bit too close, so we're going to make them a little bit tighter. So let's type in a command called PR, properties, PR, enter. And we have to select these items first, right? Now, once they're highlighted blue, they're okay. So go here to the line type and click on it and type in 5, enter. Okay, that's a lot better. Now you can X out of there. So that's pretty good. And if that doesn't work, you can escape and get out of here. Now, that's pretty good. Now, we know that these two circles are going to be hidden also. So we can match properties. So remember, you can write in your notebook PR and MA. Those are new commands. PR, properties, and MA. So MA, type in MA is match the properties. And you can see it over here, match properties. So the matching the properties, you always select the mother, the one that you want to keep first. So I'm selecting this dashed and use that paintbrush. That means it's correct. And then I'm activating that and I'm activating that. There you go. Now we've done a lot of work. So let's put a save on our drawing. File. Save as. Since it's our prototype, we're going to clone it and save it as something else. I call this module D1. Okay. So now we're on the proper layer, we're on the proper line type. Okay, let's begin. Let's draw our hand. So let's draw a line. You don't want to snap here, so let's take our snaps off, left select, and just eyeball a hand out of here. Uh-oh, we're in the dash layer. So we want to do object 2. So now we're going to draw these secondary objects. This is the main object, that's why it's object layer. So let's go up here layer, let's go to the object 2 to make secondary pieces. So get in the habit of, because each of these will have a different line weight. Click on, double click on the object 2, X out of here, make sure it's object 2, and remember Object 2 and all the other layers are defaulting by layer, by layer, by layer. All these things should say by layer, just to be in check. So now when you draw a line, it's going to be yellow. So right click. Let's put our snaps back on. There you go. I'm going to snap here and make a little hand. Right click, left click, and then make another little hand. There you go. And let's make a smile. Let's roll your mouse and get the face as big as we can get it. And we're going to draw arc. So see that arc? Arc has a lot of them. One of my favorites is start, end, radius. So you can start, end, and if you notice, I went counterclockwise. You always have to go counterclockwise. When you go to arc, all of these are counterclockwise. So start, end, radius. So start. Oh, it's trying to snap to the center, so take your O snaps off. Start. What would be the end of the smile? About right there, okay? Not the middle of the smile, the end. So now, look at that. Now you can make, that's a smile, okay? Now, to get the little corners on the mouth, you can go to arc and you can go to 3-point. So now you have to select 3 points. So you know, again, counterclockwise, left select 1. Okay, now you can use your snaps. Click on your snap. Left select 2 and left select 3. Right click on your mouse brings up not the same command, so you have to go back to 3-point. Counterclockwise, left select, left select. There you go. So now let's draw the eyes. Circle. Let's try the 2-point command. Circle, and just, we don't want that snapping there, so undo that. Just forget, where would that eye be? Right there, 1, and there's a good eye. Let's move that eye, left select, right click in there, left select. Now, copy, let's copy that eye. Left select, right click, and then we want the ortho one. So it's straight across. So that's kind of wonky. Where is it? There it is, good. Okay. There's the eye. Now let's draw the nose. Nose is a carrot. So let's go to polyline this time. Polyline, and let's go 1. Uh-oh, I'm on the ortho. Take the ortho off. And I'm going to go 1, 2. That's all. Okay, so now, since it's a carrot, it's got to be round here. So let's go back to the arc command. Left select, start in radius. Now remember, counterclockwise, start. Uh-oh, let's use our snaps. Click the snap, left select, and then there you go. Right click it. All right, escape. Now there looks like needs to be a trim up here. Look at that. See, there's a jagged edge there. So we can go up here to trim, left select. This is the cutting edge that I'm using to cut. So left select, right click enter, and then left select the piece you want to go away. Good job. So that's pretty good. There's the snowman. And we can draw some more circles. There's a little button here. And we can copy this one, left select, right click enter, left select. And let's put our ortho on so that we're all making them straight. There you go. So now let's make the broom. And the broom is simple. Let's see. Let's go to line. Let's go to polyline. And let's take our ortho off and our snaps and just draw a line and draw another line and then draw what looks like the broom. There you go. And then the handle. There you go. And then come back down. There you go. Now you need your ortho back on. Or type in C for close, right? Now remember, you can adjust things. If you click on the lines with a blank, with no command, just click on it. These blue boxes will show up. And when you click on one, they're called hot grips. When you click on the blue boxes, they'll turn red. It's turned hot grips. See, now it's red. Now you can roll your mouse. Now you can make that into the rectangle that you think it should be. But you don't want it snapping back there, so take your snap off. That way you can eyeball it correctly. There you go. That's better. All right, so now escape to get the blue drops off. So I don't want it to go in the same angle, so I can rotate it. So left select to rotate. Select, since it's a polyline, all of it's going to select. Now I'm going to get a pivot point right here. So now I can pivot this. What's a good place for the brush? There you go, right there. And I'm going to move it out a little bit. Left select the move command. There you go. Left select. Now move it out. There you go. And then I want to get rid of this line here. So what do? I go to the trim. Left select the trim. Cutting edge 1. Cutting edge 2. But I don't have to select it because it's a polyline. I just have to right click enter. And then left select. There you go. So let's get the broom handle ding-dongs on there. Okay, so now let's draw another polyline and put your snaps back on. Snap to the corner. All right, snap over here. And snap over there. And there you go. And then you can draw your line from the center to the center. Okay, now you need your nearest. So now you can go, let's make sure nearest is on there. See nearest? Where's nearest? Click on nearest. There you go. Click away. That way, no matter where you select, nearest will be there. Select. There you go. Nearest. Nearest. There you go. And I always go center, and then I go center. That way it helps me divide them cleanly. Now there's a little trim action going on that needs to happen up here. So go to trim. Again, this is the cutting edge. Left select, right click, enter that information. Left select to trim away. So there's your brush. And there's your snowman. And there it is. Okay, so I'm going to move it out of the way of the task information just so that when I print it won't be on there. So now we're going to do the text and the dimensions. So that there so I can see everything. There you go. So now we've got to do dimensions. So you have a 2-foot dimension and verify in the field dimension. So let's do that. But first we have to be on the right layer, remember? So let's go home, click on home, and double click, or just one click on the layer, and then we're going to go to dimensions. Double click on dimensions, and they should be blue and by layer. Dimensions, blue, by layer, by layer. Good. So now let's dimension the first one. So let's go to annotate. Annotate, and there's linear and continue. These are all of the dimensions that you need, right? So let's go to linear. Click on it, and then of course make sure we have quadrant because we want to snap to the quadrant. Yeah, it's on there. So that diamond's going to show here, and a diamond's going to show there, and then there you go. We picked a 4. Now, if we had picked something like 10, let's do the dimension on 10. See, sometimes you. Wow, so those are huge, and you can change those if you want. Let's undo that. So yeah, you can. Let's do the top of the snowman. So let's go to the dimension again. We picked a good one. So now we're going to pick somewhere here, and we're going to pick. It goes to the top there, right? So let's go to the quadrant of his head. Oh, we're still in the wrong dimension, but that's not a big deal. Just line those up as best you can. Remember, we had a command called match properties. If you type in MA, enter, and you select the mother, and then you select that, guess what happens? It changes. Now, the text is way down here. If you want to edit the text, now, since you match properties, it's not lined up. So there's a way to line it up. It's called Dimension Text Edit. It's D-I-M-T Edit. There it is. Dim T Edit. Write that down in your notebook. So Dim T Edit. Dimension Text Edit. And all you have to do is left click on it, and then AutoCAD lets you eyeball it wherever you want to make it. So let's just see if we can eyeball it up with the other one. There you go. And let's right click on it again and get it right back. Take that snap off. There you go. All right, so what we want to do is type in not the height, because it varies. So the sheet says verify height in the field. So there's a command for that. So it's called TEX, text edit. There you go, text edit, text EDIT. So click it. Now what you're going to do is you're going to type it in. Use all caps, verify. And you're going to white this out and say verify height in the field. There you go. And you're going to white that out, and you're going to click on it. There you go. And if it's not centered, you remember you can change it by there you are, and you can move it. Dim T Edit and text edit. Okay. Dim T Edit and text edit. There you go. So now you got your verbiage, and you need to move that down. Let's say go back to home, and let's go to move, and move this down using your ortho straight. And we've got to type in front elevation with an underline. So let's go up here to the text and go to multi-line text and click over here and type in all caps front elevation. There you go. And white that out and use your underline up here, just like a Microsoft Word doc. There you go. But it's too small, so you know what to do. You need to scale it. Left select, right click on your mouse, and then left select the base point, and then type in something like 3 or 4. I'll type in 5 times, 5, enter. That's pretty good. It can go a little bit more. So let's go to right click on mouse, left select, right click, left select. Let's type in 1.5. There you go. So let's go to move it, and let's go to left select, right click, left select, and take your ortho off so we can eyeball it right there. That's good. All right, so now let's do the arrows and the text. So let's go up here, see the leader, left click on the cascade arrow, and we click on leader, and we can go to annotation, and we go to the leader, that little leader symbol there, and we click on bats and leader. Okay, and so now we click on the object, and we type in locate, all caps, locate project, etc., etc. So those are the ways that we line up all of those pieces parts. So now, once you do that, you're going to put all the text in there. Let's do that text again. Let's go up here. So let's go to the annotation, and let's go to the multi-leader, and take your ortho off. That's like a V there, and type it in. Okay, and then what you can do is you can type in you can do another one right here, and you can snap to that part there. Right? And then you can just end it there. and then double click if you want and type in whatever you want, however you want. So now the last thing we're going to do is draw a center line. Now we're on the text layer. Once you're done with that, you're going to go back home, and then you're going to click on the layer, and you're going to go double click on center layer. It should be a red check there, X out of there, and you're going to draw a line from the quadrant here all the way up through the hat there. Make sure your ortho is on. Okay, and when you're drawing a center line, you always want to ellipse that piece there. So let's just move it down. Go to move, select the line, and just ellipse it just a bit. So once you get all of your text in there, then you're going to go to your 8.5 by 11. There you go. And you're going to make sure that you are in the model space. Remember, paper space is where you look at the paper and you change your name, and you're going to type in the tripartite, frozen hominid, the date, your name, etc. Well, you already typed in your name if it's your prototype. So now let's click on the word paper, and it'll change to model, and it'll switch down here. So click left click, look there. Now you're in model space. So when you're in model space, you're working just as if you're working in this model space. So there's model paper space, and then there's model regular space. Model regular space is black. Model paper space is white. That's when you're getting ready to print. So let's click on 8.5 by 11. It automatically goes to paper space, and you are in model space. So if you click on model, it goes over here to paper. If you click on paper, it goes over here to model. So model is where you can edit your drawing. See there? I can move my snowman in and out of here. Okay, and don't worry about the fact that the lines will print and plot according to the line type. So what you want to do is you want to get your snowman as large as possible in there. So you can type in Z, enter, W, enter for a window. So now you're going to type, there you go, and there you go. So now you're ready to, let's move it over just a bit because you're going to have a lot of verbiage here. So now let's go back to, click on model, you'll go to paper space. Paper is where you plot. Now, this would be a good time to put this in your notebook because we're going to give you the 10 steps of plotting. So what you're going to do is you're going to go up here to the A AutoCAD icon, and you're going to go to print. Okay, and say okay. So now, if you have a previous plot like I do, you can just go to previous plot. But if you're going to new, you're just going to go to new. You can add and type in your name right here if you want, so that you don't have to keep doing it. So now, you're also going to make sure this says monochrome. Okay? And you're going to click on monochrome, and you're going to click on this and make sure your colors are correct. So color number white is the thickest one, so that should be a line weight of 4.5. Okay. Red, which was the center line, should be something very thin. It should be 0.1, but there's no 0.1, 0.01 it should be. So click on 0.0. This is where you can create one. And edit line weights, edit again, and then now you can type in 0.1, not 0.1, 0.01. There you go. Say okay. Now you got a really thin line weight. And say, yeah, so now red is 0.1. Now both gray, the gray number 9 is 0.1, okay? And the gray number 8, it will be another line weight. And what we do is we pick a line weight which we'll never use. I never use 13. It's a bad luck number. I edit that one, and I make that one, edit line weights, I make that one 0.03. So that's the next thinnest one up there. So now my gray is 0.03. So those are the two thinnest line weights. So now blue is the text, right? So that line weight is 0.2. And yellow is the object too, that's 0.25. So now, so let's go back over that. Color number 1 is 0.01. Color red, color yellow is 0.25. Color number blue, text is medium line weight 2. Color number 7 is 4.0. Now remember, we have a cyan layer for the ground line. That's a really thick line. So cyan, color 4, should be a thick line weight. It should be thicker than 0.45. So make that a 0.6. There you go. So let's go down the line. Color red, 0.1. Color yellow, 0.25. Color cyan, 0.6. Color blue, 0.2. Color 7, 0.45. Color 8, 0.03. Color 9, 0.03. Let me see. No, color 9 should be 0.01. I'm sorry. There you go. So now, save as. Now, instead of monochrome, you don't want to override the AutoCAD monochrome, so I put my 3 initials there, WJB. I like them all caps, WJB. And save. So now, that's my, and I say save and close. So now, I'm going to go up there. I'm not going to use, monochrome means all the colors will print the same line weight. This way, you have a difference of line weight. So, and you've told each color which line weight, how thick to plot. So now, whenever you draw something yellow, it's going to be medium. Whenever you draw something cyan, it's going to be very thick. So now, let's go to monochrome. You picked it, and you pick your printer or plotter, and then pick the size. It's a letter, and then click here. You always go to Window, and you always click on the right window, not the left window, the right window. So window, click it. Now I've put these red crosses here just for you. So snap to the center of that one, and snap to the center of that one, and you can preview that. Wow! Now you see the cyan printed very dark. The dashed lines printed very light. But I don't see the dashed lines very well. So I'm going to right click and exit, right? And but I'm going to say add. I'm going to put my name there, BB. Say OK. I'll say there's already a BB. BBB. Say OK. All right. So now, since we're in paper space, why can't we see those line weights? That's what I want to know. So what we're going to do is we're going to type in LTS, line type scale, enter. And let's type in 1, enter. Okay. And let's try our print plot again. Let's go over it again. Print. And then let's pick in BBB. Is there a BBB? There it is. All the things, there's my WJB. There's my line weights that I set up. Look at that. Yeah, good. And then there's my printer. Now all I have to do is go to Window. And I should say snap to that and snap to that crosshair. I could have made them a little bit bigger. Preview that. Right click and then plot, or if you don't have a plotter, you can save image, save IMG or print screen, but make sure you change your name. This is drawing number 1, scale, not the scale, put the date, and then put tripartite frozen hominid right there. So there you are. All right, so now there it is. Okay, see you again on the next module in drawing. Okay, great.